Feels a little too perfect how we are now. You think I throw a little caution, but I don't want this to change. Been waiting too long for a moment like this. Said that you won't leave, better off with me. The kind of feeling I can't explain. Like how it feels drenched in the moonlight. Like how it feels under the stars. A step out of bounds with our own plight. A push towards the peace in the hearts. If it rains down all on us, drown out the noise, and I'll trust the mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror, tell me please, if these broken memories are enough to break free. Will it fix us slowly? Each day I'm moving along with what fits best for. Taking me forward and back, yet all I know still leads right through to the start of the end, where the past can't chase us. You should stay for a while, disregard all the miles. If it's you and I, will be okay. Like how it feels drenched in the moonlight. Like how it feels under the stars. A step out of bounds with our own plight. A push towards the peace in the hearts. If it rains down all on us, drown out the noise, and I'll trust the mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror, tell me please, if these broken memories are enough to break free. Will it fix us slowly? Will it fix us? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror, tell me please, if these broken memories are enough to break free. Will it fix us slowly? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it fair to watch me fall, broken up in pieces? Can you see me bleeding? Mirror, mirror, tell me please, if these broken memories are enough to break free. Will it fix us slowly?
Game 6, off the backboard, Glaskey's there for the clear, and we bang, collects it, off the ceiling, looking for a pass mid, Louis is up, this is off the backboard, living for the dome!
He's going to put it away, and the Brainerd victory will win it right there.
Burnsville are your rising star champions.
But the wrong man has the ball. Bad man has the ball. It's still up somehow.
Give it up for your premier champions, the Minneapolis Miracles.
Get out of my mind at this point. I'm just trying to get out of my mind at this point. I'm just trying to get out of my mind at this point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Apologies on the couple of second delay, but it is week number 5. We saw Rising Star yesterday. A lot of good matches, a lot of good teams that competed, and you kind of think to yourself, well, it's going to be another sweaty week of games. Well, you'd be right if you said that. I know I said it, and it just almost just proves my point, because yesterday's matches were sweaty. They were difficult. They were lots of fun to view. But yeah, this series coming up is going to be a fun one. Yeah, Chicago Jungle taking on the St. Paul Senators in the first series. of the night, and it should be a good one. Our second series is Fargo and Minneapolis, and you got Kansas City and Green Bay rounding out the night in the last set, excuse me, in the last match that will be taking place. No 8-15 series, but with that being said, I'll take a look at the standings just to keep an eye on where teams are at currently. Top of the standings, Bemidji and Chicago right there with them. St. Paul crawling up the board. They're number 6, it looks like. Losers of their last 2 series. Jungle are on a 3-game win streak, so if you're trying to decide who you think is going to win, you probably should pick the Jungle. But yeah, we'll see what happens here between these two teams. But yeah, you know, middle of the trade window, you want to see kind of teams prove the worth of actually making the move, and we'll see what happens for the latter half of things. But yeah, Red Wizard, Risser, and Duke taking on Spalty, Mr. 40 and Barry. So should be a good one. I guess I'll throw it over to myself, get my own prediction of who I think is going to win. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know at the moment, but I think I'm gonna back Chicago here. I kind of have to. I can't really pick against them with how good they have been playing, with how good they are. So gotta back those guys. But yeah, it should be a fun one. As yeah, we'll see what ends up happening for the latter half of things here. But yeah, Red Wizard and Risser, longtime duo. That see what happens with those two. But man, I'm just excited to see how these two teams play against each other. Is what I'll say. But yeah, with that being said, I got my prediction in. That's all that needs to happen for now, as these teams are good to go, ready to rock and roll. I got nothing else to do. As it's game time. No more things to do before the game here, before the series begins. Nothing left on the table, hopefully, but yeah, you kind of just get ready to rock and roll for a fast-paced series that I think could be a good one between St. Paul and Chicago, but you have to wonder if St. Paul has kind of the chip on their shoulder to possibly step up and win this series, but they got to get it done on both sides of the ball. Looking at their statistics, not the most solid team defensively, and Chicago, one of the hardest teams to score on in general. So we'll see what happens here and how St. Paul handles this. Right on the offense goes Duke, as a double commit from St. Paul starts out, but they are able to keep up with it, but not necessarily keep up with the pace. They're able to handle it, though, and move it to the side. Some time for Risser here on the ball, but I don't imagine he's going to get much out of it. Going to run out of boost, rely on Red Wizard to give him some health. That one goes midfield. Risser almost reads it. Oh boy, Red Wizard with the dime of the century to the wrong team, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Sens. Buddy, that car is orange, not blue, my friend. Oh boy, that's a rough one to give up, but yeah, we'll see how these two teams handle it. Now with goals being in favor of St. Paul, are up by 1, and so far on the season, I mean they've been doing okay. I'm not going to discredit them by any means, but I mean Chicago won major number 1, and did it by way of topping their group, going 4-1, 9-3 overall, and in that final, they ended up taking down Bemidji, and they beat this Senators team. I don't remember if it was the same roster, but it could have possibly been. They beat the Senators team 4-0 in the quarterfinals. So this historically has been the matchup that has been won by the Jungle, and they have not, I don't believe, have lost since the major. So it's been a couple of weeks for them. As you could say, it's been a different scenario for them the past couple of weeks. So they got to have the ton of confidence, and you got to be riding on your high horse for sure. But so far, getting smacked in the mouth by St. Paul. They're up by 1 goal. I guess you could say as a freebie, as I don't imagine Red Wizard's going to attempt to do that again. But this one halfway done. Still just the 1-0 advantage. That one's going to bounce. A little awkward. Red Wizard gets a dunk, but Chicago does not get enough of it. St. Paul gets a piece, and that's all they really needed. Good block from Barry to keep the pressure up. 40 into the corner. They're going to have 100 boost. As that's a monster clear from Duke, and the game is now tied. As all it takes is one infield pass that goes the wrong way for both teams, and both goals come straight from it. I mean, not really ideal for defense if we're that far pushed up, but we make it work anyways. So we'll see what ends up happening for the latter half of this. But yeah, neither of these teams I don't believe made a move, but I'm gonna look into the St. Paul side of things, and it doesn't look like they made any moves for their roster, which is, you know, perfectly viable. They both of their drops are still looks like still available. Yeah, so I mean they have until the 14th or is it? Yeah, I believe it's 14th. Don't quote me on that, but they have until the 14th to make things work. But yeah, we'll see what happens for the latter half of things in this game. It's a good dunk into the midfield corner. Duke will receive demo help from his teammates, but does not win the challenge. Instead, it's outletted by the Sens. A good dunk from Duke on his own back line to keep pressure for his team away from that midfield and into the corner. A lot harder to score from the corner for sure. Good first touch from Duke, but he's going to lose control of it, and I think 40 sensed that right away. Pounced on it, got the clear, got the touch to the midfield. They got a pass from Barry, but the shot is not going to work out. Risser will go missing on that. 40 around Red Wizard. That's just Duke. He's a little awkward. He does go missing. Nobody from St. Paul was reading that, and why would you be? Not expecting it at all. And we'll see what happens to the latter half of this game here in Challenger week number 5. It's only the first game of our first set of the night, just 3 to watch. Spalty, GM of St. Paul, and his roster taking on Chicago and their AGM Risser. And shout out Coop, who is sick and not able to be with us tonight. So hopefully he feels a little bit better going into the rest of the weekend. But yeah, just the start of 3 games that we'll show you. A lot of time still left here in this one. And by a lot, I mean overtime. So lots of time to be played. We'll see who gets it done in OT. If you're St. Paul, this is a must-win. You were shut out the last time you played Chicago. You need revenge, and that comes by way of at least a Game 1 win. As Barry to the backboard, just putting pressure on Duke, forcing him to think about it a little bit. And as you kind of rise through the ranks and move up from Rising Star to Challenger, that's really what some players just do better, is the touches they get are just purely better, and it forces teams to think about it a little bit. And Barry understands that as he scores the first and opens the series with a 1-0 St. Paul lead. See how Spalty was running interference. And a good challenge from Spalty off of the original play as he will knock that one. No defender to knock it in. So we'll see what ends up happening as we take a look at the replay from that. Yeah, past midfield from Red Wizard right to the wrong teammate in Barry. And the same thing happened on the other end. Duke capitalized on the miscue. And then in overtime here, it was Spalty's challenge, Barry's shot, and Duke just was not ready for it. Did not see it coming. Game 1 goes to the Sens, who now lead the set, well, 1-0, and we'll see what they can do in game number 2. Still some time for Chicago to figure things out, but yeah, Mountain did not play. That is a bot. Apologies on that. But yeah, we'll see what this team can figure out here. Now down 0-1. Kind of a weird scenario for them, obviously, because they did not expect that things to happen. Just waiting for one person to get back in the lobby here before we kick things off again. But yeah, I'm just excited to see how things go for the latter half of this series. We're not quite to the midway point, obviously, so I can't really say latter half, but I can definitely say that things and fortunes can change very, very quickly. You can always win game number 1, but it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win the whole series. Seen many a times where a team has taken game number 1 and then go on to lose the series. So if you're St. Paul, foot's got to stay down on the gas pedal. Cannot give this Chicago team any sort of life or time. Just keep up the pressure. 40 to the ceiling, tries to get another touch, but just cannot work with it. As a demo from Barry. We'll get a backboard pass received by 40. Barry from Spalti. It's going to pinball, not find its way in. Spalti's shot will be on target. It is saved by Risser. Comes out of the inside of his net. From my perspective, did not appear on the screen until he was making the save. Kind of hiding back there. And that's what some really good defenders, you know, somebody like Risser who may not be the Vatira of Challenger defensively, but when you have somebody that is so in control of their car all the time, it's very, very difficult to get the ball around them because they're able to adjust their car and get a touch every single time. Whether that be, you know, the ball's going sideways or vertical up in the air. Really hard to deal with. Someone's going to bounce midfield. It will sky off of the ceiling. Good pinch from Barry. Just puts pressure again on the Chicago team to think about the plays that they're making. They can't just run wild and run free and speedy like they have been. Duke looking for a reset on the catch. Barry, the touch he did not want. And Rissa will run interference, giving Duke the open net. And this one kind of got hairy a little bit here off of Barry's touch. He eats the demo. His teammates were not expecting the touch he was going to make. And that ends up being an open net for Chicago to pounce on. They're up 1-0. And we'll see kind of how things change for them. As lots of time still left for St. Paul to possibly get back into this game. Great read from 40. Just clears the lines off that backboard. And that's another thing to talk about. When you step up levels from Rising Star to Challenger, the backboard gets utilized way more. Way more of a defensive attribute that these teams possess is their ability to use that backboard. As Spalti will not get the dunk. 40's there on the crash in. Red Wizard, though, at the midfield line will be first to it. Barry first to that ball twice in a row. Oh, Red Wizard almost lined up a shot, but did not make contact. Spalti is gonna need some help from Barry. Doesn't get it. Maybe from 40 does, but that ball's gonna sky up. Duke, maybe a pass forward for Risser. Oh, the fake. I don't think you could call it a fake. I think you could just call it a blatant miss. As, I mean, yeah, difficult scenario for sure. For that defender from St. Paul to deal with. As Barry off that backboard has plenty of time. Gets a good bump. 40 up the field. As Red Wizards looking to get a bump. Maybe one more touch forward. Can't do it. 40. Just keeping pressure, trying to give St. Paul. Good pass infield, Spalti to Barry. Barry, though, did not read the first bounce. We'll stick with this, but ends up losing control, and his team has to bail him out of the play off of that sidewall that he didn't stick with. Excuse me, Spalti reset. Miscommunication between St. Paul. That's not what they wanted, not what they were looking for. Gonna bounce up the sidewall. Risser off of Spalti's car. It will bounce. Awkward for Duke to deal with. He's beaten by 40 to the ball. Now it's going to pinball to the midfield. Red Wizard, maybe one more. Just making things awkward again for St. Paul to deal with on the defensive line. They haven't had a clean challenge in a long time. Somebody, obviously going to be the one to go for them. I don't know if that's miscommunications or Chicago starting to get into their offensive rhythm. Mercer wanted a better touch with that, didn't get it. Red Wizard, a huge dunk on 40, is going to put pressure. Now into the St. Paul corner. Spalti, maybe a reset forward, looks to get a 50, gets some help from Barry. It's awkward for Red Wizard, but he's got plenty of time. Somewhat was being chased by Barry, so that hourglass ticked down very, very quick. Past midfield, 50 seconds. Red Wizard off the sidewall. He'll lose control. Mercer, oh, he gets caught. A little bit too far upfield. Trusted his teammates to make a better play, and they did not. As that is a long clear down the field. And a long distance on that play to cover that Risser wasn't ready for. Is going to take his time on this one. We'll eat a demo, though. Good aggressive play from St. Paul. Pass in field. 40 is there. He does not hit it on target. Risser, though, did panic a little bit. Thought it was going in. Barry to the midfield, trying to get some help. St. Paul really trying to rescue this game from the depths. As suddenly they have got a burst of confidence and speed, but Duke wins back-to-back challenges and puts his team in a great chance to win this game. Red Wizard for Risser. It is blocked by Barry. Infield for Red Wizard off the pass. Barry fakes out both. It's just Risser. He doesn't get faked. Doesn't get bumped either. Ends up going midfield. It will bounce off that sidewall, and that will be it. Chicago don't fall for the tricks there at the end. They're able to close it out and win game number 2 and even up the series. As we look back on this game and how it came about, Spalti gave his team some hope there at the end and tried to make things a contest. Didn't get the bump though on Risser at the end, and that was the killing blow for me. Was they didn't get the bump, they didn't get the play, they weren't able to make it happen. And as a result, it ended up being not the right formula on the challenge. Risser just didn't fall for the fake. Barry got both of his teammates and absolutely won that challenge through that corner, through that sidewall corner, excuse me. And Risser, holding his nerve on the back line, said, all right, well, my teammates are going to get faked, but that doesn't mean I have to. So was able to keep things under control, make the play happen, and turn the ball to the side. But, you know, what will end up happening for the latter half of this series? How will St. Paul respond now that they didn't complete that comeback and they weren't able to win that game? How will this Chicago team respond? They almost gave up the loss on that last game. Things got sketchy. They didn't make the play that they wanted to at the end. They got, had to have their big player bail them out. And he's not always going to be there. If he was demoed, he wouldn't be there, and it would just be a goal. But have to think that instills some confidence into the St. Paul team, knowing that, hey, Chicago can make this comeback all they want. Or Chicago can, score all the goals they want. We're going to make the game close and come back and attempt to make it, difficult. But we'll see what happens for the latter half of this game. As, 3 minutes still left to go. A lot of time. A lot of time for these two teams to give up goals, is what I'll say. As good challenge from 40. Just keeping pressure on Chicago's line. Not allowing them to create space and, go for these crazy plays that they are known for. As Spalti with a good touch forward. Maybe looking for one more. Doesn't have the double. And man, his teammates are stacked close behind him. As that one almost went by. Barry, 440, lining up a double. It is blocked by Risser again. Really the catalyst defensively for his team so far. Big dunk from Barry into that corner. Duke will let it go. Pop-up pass across the field for Barry. Duke, double forward. And that is so good. Even better 50. Oh, it almost pinballs midfield, but doesn't make its way there. Just needing a little bit more on the angle there. Risser looking for a bump on Barry. Both of his teammates all over the ball. Risser and Red Wizard and Duke all living in this orange half for a second. Pushed up a little bit too far. And as Red Wizard has Risser running interference. Spalti goes in and out, and Red Wizard does not make the shot. Duke is last back here. Has to be a little bit careful as he has somebody breathing down his neck. And that will go off the sidewall. 1:40 to go. Lots of time for this Chicago team to get a goal on the board. They've had so many chances so far. Feels like we haven't had a ton of chances for Orange as Barry's shot goes wide. Risser. Look for one more play. Risser around the last defender. And that is just a inhuman play by an inhuman player. I mean, you can't stop it. What are you supposed to do? You can try all you want, but if you don't time the challenge and if you don't go, he's just going to hit the ball around you. As that's what ends up happening on that play. We're still looking for another one. Looking to just clamp down and send St. Paul to the scrapyard off the post. Red Wizard makes it 2. Just under a minute left. Again, St. Paul on the offense, trying to get this game back to a 1-goal game. They did it in the last game, but comeback came up short. This time, 40 up the field. This is a similar situation we saw just probably 4 minutes ago. St. Paul makes it a game. Now it's, little time left on the board. Down by 1. They need to make a play to come back and tie this game. In the last game, they didn't do it. They failed with the last couple of attempts that they had. See what they change here. Barry, 240. The shot is in. That is such a good play. It's a better shot from 40, but a heck of a pass by Barry. Just spines him, seeks him out. Puts the ball right on his hood, right on his nose. And Barry was looking upfield, wasn't staring at the goal, wasn't staring at the shot, was looking for a teammate, and he found 40, and 40 made it work off of the pinch shot. Now it's tied at 2. As 2 straight goals from St. Paul to make this a game. They're looking for a third, and they have all the momentum at this moment. Chicago cannot control the ball on their back line. Finally, Duke gets something to work with only 8 seconds left. He kind of loses control. 40 into the corner for Spalti for Barry. It is blocked by Red Wizard. Now it's Risser in a one-on-one. It gets sketchy real quick. I think we all tightened up there for a second. on that play, as that could have been game over. Barry on the kickoff. It'll go off of the corner wall. Rister had the read, but Spalti held his nerve and did not bite on the miss. Just Duke. Last man does commit. See what kind of pressure this Chicago team can come up with here off of their regroup in their end. And it's 28 seconds to go. Some time for 40 to deal with here. As Rister gets a massive dunk off the corner and off the crossbar. He dunks in and wins game 3. I mean, that is unheard of. That is absolutely unheard of. That he just scores that. Off of the crossbar, it just bounces, you know, off of his challenge, off the 50-50. You thought they had it saved. And another game where Chicago, frankly, didn't deserve to win it. St. Paul had all the momentum, had all of the shots, all of the chances. Came back from down 2 goals and completely squander the overtime. Frustrating for sure, if you're the Sens. Because, I mean, you did all that work. Just, I mean, I'm not going to say it was for nothing, but it's essentially for nothing. I mean, you didn't gain anything from it. Not an ounce, not a lick, nothing. Frustrating for sure. As we go into game number 4, Red Wizard off the kickoff. Does not make it. Ends up missing. And a challenge for Duke. Off of that side wall. We'll end up just leaving it for his teammates to deal with. 40 around everybody. Shot though. Absolutely wide so far. Coop's team up 2-1. Winning this series, making it work when you feel like they didn't have a lot of control with it. But they end up making things work in the end and do whatever they can. So, see how St. Paul responds. Now down by 1 in the series. Oh, what a save from Risser. Maybe another. He gets a second. It's going to dunk straight back down for Spalti to work with it. Ends up getting it done. Off of that save from Risser. I mean, if you're Risser, I guess you're a little bit disappointed because that one has to get out off of that save. It's absolutely massive, but it's not good enough. And he lost the challenge off of the 50-50 after it, so it didn't really, you know, gain him much. As Duke off the sidewall looking for somebody. 40. Trying to send us to game 5. Spalti up the ladder. Looking for a reset, won't get it. Barry. We'll end up leaving that dunk. 40 to the backboard. Running interference was Barry, trying to give his team some shots. Give him some chances. Make this Chicago team think about their defense a little bit here now, down by 1 goal. As they're going to need some offense right now to get this thing back tied up. There you go. That's exactly what you need. Risser ties the game on the overextension, and just a massive miscommunication from St. Paul, who all of a sudden kind of fall apart on defense and give up that goal, and now game's tied. 40 to the backboard. It's stopped by Red Wizard. He's got a little bit more time on the ball, gets a dunk and wins the 50-50 on the challenge. Grabs the corner boost as well, or the mid boost, excuse me. Risser crashes in. That was last man looking for a shot. Tries to get it around 40. 40 with a save, but Duke has the follow. And gets the stop, but game is now up in favor of the Jungle, who again continue to have offensive answers for this St. Paul defense. I mean, I wonder what St. Paul needs to change. Well, sometimes you gotta save the ball a little bit better. That leads directly in. To how you create offense. If you don't save the ball well enough, well, you're not gonna be on offense for much of the game because you don't get many outlet plays, many counterattacks. Minute and 30. Still left to play. A lot of time for really either of these teams to work with here, as Duke's going to make it 3. I mean, how many times have we seen this? Risser wins a 50-50, goes for the bump afterwards, gets Barry to jump, and Risser just has the shot in the goal. It's been continually the issue that St. Paul has had to deal with. Duke, last man here, will win the challenge to the corner. As Risser's looking for a double, lines it up, and has it. That is an insane shot. That's a great first touch. Just sticks with it. Swelty goes missing. 40 tried to get back to it, but did not get there in time. And 4-1 now. As Chicago kind of just running away with it, looking to put things to bed. As I think they're going to succeed on that mission. Doesn't look like St. Paul has an answer here. Duke's going to make it 5. Yeah, might be GG's. Unfortunately. Five goals put up by Chicago. This one, 6. Oh, it hits the post. Doesn't go in. Duke off the corner wall. 40 has the touch upfield. I really think if St. Paul were able to come back and win that last game, even game number 2, they'd probably win this series. Have all the momentum. They have Chicago on their back foot. But the Major 1 champs show why they haven't lost in many a weeks. And the resilience that it takes to be a good best-of-7 team is quite a bit. As Barry off the backboard again, a miss. 40 bumping Spalti. That's unfortunate. Oh man. Duke pre-jump from Risser. Lines it up, gets the double, doesn't hit it. Just Red Wizard last back, but it ain't gonna matter. With 14 big ones, muchachos, left to go, it is all but over. Chicago has taken the first series and sent St. Paul to the scrapyard. And that will do it. By way of the last second goal, Chicago takes it in 4. Nice, quick, and easy from them. Nothing to worry about on the Jungle front. They look like the best challenger team. They played like the best challenger team. And currently they are the best challenger team besides Bemidji. But yeah, it's the reason why they're number 2 in the standings and why they have all the ultimate confidence in the world to win every single series they play. I mean, you can just see it. They play like they are the best team on the field every single time, which is something you just can't teach. Cannot teach it at all. But you can attempt to teach confidence, but if you don't teach confidence, or if you don't have confidence, then it's going to be hard to win for sure. But you can attempt to teach confidence, but you ultimately need the players on the same page, understanding, hey, you know, we're the best team there. But yeah, absolutely GG. 772 points for Mercer to end this series off, and yeah, you see how St. Paul did. I mean, all outscored, all outplayed for a majority of that, and they did everything they could. But yeah, one that I don't think they want to forget. This is one that I think Coop would say, you replay review. This is when you look over, because you need the film if you're playing against one of the better teams. You know, you definitely need the film. You need the information of, like, you know, why are they the best team? Well, they're impossible to put away. Hard to deal with. Hard to beat all the time. I mean, game one went to overtime. St. Paul won it. I mean, this is where things kind of went sideways, was this game number 2. If St. Paul, I truly believe this, if St. Paul were able to win this game, they might have walked away with the series. And we would have been talking about it. I would have been talking about a different story right now. But this overcommit right here, it's the same situation as game 3. As pretty much identical series. Yeah, St. Paul walks away with it, or walks away without it. Chicago walks away with it, and they're able to get the win in 4. That's just our first series. Our second one is Fargo taking on Minneapolis. See how things go with that, but Kansas City and Green Bay, the final series of the night. And yeah, we are just getting started. Thank you for joining us. Stick around. It's Fargo and Minneapolis in just a couple of minutes. We're gonna reset the scores, reset it all, and get to this next match. Enjoy the break while it lasts, because it's gonna be short. But stick around and find out. That's what I'll say.
We stand and watch the world until we die in vain. When the sky is getting dark and we're broken in our hearts, when we build our own demise, from the ashes we will rise. When the world is falling down, will you be
the ground. I close my eyes and I wait for the come down. I used to live in the now. Now I'm wiser to think that we are bulletproof. Teens with thicker skin, now we just bruise. We were hopeless and we're hopeless now. But I remember we threw our fists in the air singing. I remember when we were kids, never scared, yeah. And the sky went dark, we used our hearts to guide us. You showed me you care. And I remember, yeah, I remember. Now, but I remember we threw our fists in the air singing. I remember when we were kids, never scared, yeah. And the sky went dark, we used our hearts to guide us. You showed me you care. And I remember, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember you have habits just like me. Talk too much with strangers. Get way too serious around family. They play it safe for staying in line, but you run out into the sunshine all alone to the beat of your own song. We're children of the sun.
No more patience when I'm feeling low. On vacation, my mind wants to go. Overthinking when I'm all alone. Out of focus from all the unknown. Can you check for my vitals? Think I need revival. Broken down and fading, my heart keeps breaking. Underwater, swinging my fist. Tension rising, but no part of it. Nice to meet ya, been called a misfit. No need to fake it, we all got some shit. Can you check for my vitals? Think I need revival. Broken down and fading, my heart keeps breaking. Gotta be the storm, Voices in the night and you feel the danger that makes you wanna hide. When the cards are stacked against you and you're standing on the edge, now's the time, now's the time. Think about all the dreams you keep inside. Think about all the ones you love. I know this beating heart will be my guide. I know that we can overcome. When the world's so cold and we're losing hope, I need her, I need her. When the darkness comes and we're overrun, yeah, I need her. That's when we need each other. 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 When you're falling faster and don't know where you are, you feel the danger closer than your heart. When the weight is getting heavy and the future is unsteady, close your eyes, close your eyes. Think about all the dreams you keep inside. Think about all the ones you love. I know this beating heart will be my guide. I know that we can overcome. When the world's so cold and we're losing hope, I need her, I need her. When the darkness comes and we're overrun, yeah, I need her. That's when we need each other. 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 That's when we need each other.
I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you change. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe it, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm 'cause I'm stuck now, just dying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
rooftop talk, every stolen kiss, every late night walk, every secret wish, every second chance, every time we dance underneath the light of the street lamp. Ooh.
My feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space if I'm ever to see you. And I'll go. Gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space if I'm ever to see you. And I'll go. Time for me to go. I wanna sail away.
Bye.